Hey everyone, today we're doing random PreCure opinions yet again. If you want to check out the first part, it's in the description below. But anyways, let's get started. So I'm starting off with a very general one in that I think PreCure is very underrated. Not a lot of people know about it, and they always credit Sailor Moon as being like the most glorious magical girl anime there is. And even on my Sailor Moon versus PreCure video, I always get a lot of comments of people saying, oh, like PreCure doesn't deserve to be in the same sentence as Sailor Moon. It's like, have you seen PreCure? Have you even checked it out before? Or are you just automatically writing any magical girl show as a Sailor Moon ripoff? Because I don't know, I just think PreCure is full of a lot of good storytelling with like female heroes being strong and like getting up on their own feet, which is kind of like a trope that Sailor Moon gets a little too much credit for, especially because the scouts are always like needing Tuxedo Mask or the Outers or the Starlights. Seriously, and like, why is Tuxedo Mask still saving you even after you upgrade into a Super Sailor? Like really, bro? Okay, so 5 episodes in, and I already like Healing Good better than Star Twinkle. I just love the music, the cures, and the background scenery. Something about it, to me, appeals a lot more than Star Twinkle. Oh, and the animation, too. I feel like it's a lot better. Cure Melody and Cure Rhythm are such an iconic duo. They are literally aesthetic goals with the whole pink and white going on. I definitely think they don't get enough recognition as much as Cure Marine and Cure Blossom do, because in the All-Stars movies, we always see Blossom and Marine doing their double team thing, but you never see Rhythm speak. Actually, Melody just does her own thing. I don't know if it's like a popularity thing. Rhythm only speaks in like a few All-Stars movies, which is very alarming. Also, I personally didn't mind how much Hibiki and Kanade were fighting at the beginning of Sweet, because, I mean, it's natural, like, it shows their bond growing closer. Obviously, they're gonna fight at first, and it's better than this whole, like, oh, like, we're so positive and happy all the time. Like, that gets a little corny after a while, so I like how they're, like, fighting. Like, it's, like, you know, a natural and honest friendship. Currently, my favorite opening is the Healing Good PreCure opening, and this is not just because it's fresh and new, but it's actually because it's legitimately catchy. Like, I know when Star Twinkle came out, it was okay. I'm not in love with it. I'm still not in love with the Star Twinkle opening, but there's something about the Healing Good opening that's so loud, and I love the singer's voice. I especially love the part that goes like Kanjiru desho, and we see the girls like with the trees behind them growing and stuff. Can totally see Cure Earth being on the right side of them, but as for my favorite ending, I'd probably say PreCure Memory from Happinescharge, Kibo Rainbow from Sweet, and the Yes PreCure 5 ending, which I'm not sure what the name is. I really don't mind that the main cure is always pink. I always hear people say, oh, we should get a main cure who's blue or another color, not just pink all the time. And I just feel like that would just kind of throw off the aesthetic after having so many pink leaders, and then suddenly we get a blue girl or like a yellow girl. Like, just that doesn't really make sense to me. After all, in the Power Ranger series, isn't the main ranger always red? I often hear people talk about Julio from Cure PreCure and how he could have been like a Cure waffle or something. But honestly, like, I wasn't the biggest like Julio fan. Like, I honestly preferred Bibri more, and I'd have to say Bibri is probably my favorite PreCure villain of all time. I just love her like spoiled yet sweet demeanor, especially when she goes from a villain to a good person. I love her like green pigtails. It would have been nice to see her wearing like a green like Cure Patty uniform, but I guess she wasn't like working for them, so never mind. But yeah, it was like such a shame that she didn't become a PreCure. Especially after Cure Parfait joined, like they could have made her like one of those extra cures. I decided to imagine Bibri as a cure myself. I called her Cure Jelly with her animal as a butterfly. There's also this masterpiece that gave her Bat as her animal and Pie as her sweet. I really don't know who the original artist is because there's no signature, and I kept trying to reverse image search it, but only thing that comes up is Pinterest. So this is why I put watermarks or signatures on your art, you guys. I really don't get people who say, oh, don't put a watermark, it just makes your art ugly. No, put watermarks so people can identify your art and so it won't get stolen. So anyone who says don't put a watermark or signature on your art is literally bugging. So yeah, put watermarks on your art, you guys. To be honest, I really don't find a lot of PreCure mascots cute, but I'm not saying they should switch it up and like do it the way I want to do it, because let me explain. Basically, my idea of cuteness is not your whole typical like big eyes, like sparkly and like pink little nose and, you know, like kawaii. That's not my type of cuteness. I like stuff that's like, I don't know how to explain it. For example, I prefer a real life dog over like some kind of kawaii dog, if that makes sense. Or, you know, something like Yoshi or Blastoise or something like something chubby and like I really don't know how to explain it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like find the whole like sugary kawaii thing, like a Mofurun type of thing, cute at all. But with that being said, I don't want PreCure to like change up how they do their mascots because they've been doing them that way for so long. But there are a few that are super cute, like Hummy or Candy. I think they're really cute, and also Chiffon from Fresh Precure or Tart. I like how he had a deep voice, like balance out all the high pitched voice. I always like when there's like a male fairy. But if I had to choose my number one favorite fairy and the cutest, in my opinion, it would have to be Syrup from Yes Preaker 5 Go-Go. And I love how he always goes like rapu rapu. And he always, not always, but he can turn into like a giant, like fluffy, like orange bird so the cures can ride in his back. I thought that was cute. I'm really loving how short the Healing Good Precure's transformations are. They're very snappy and quick and to the point. I really like them, and the animation is really good too. Out of the three girls, I'd have to say Grace is my favorite. I really like her design, both civilian and magical form. I just don't really like her voice that much, especially with Rabarin. Their voices are super high pitched, so it gets very grating and very annoying. The other two girls, I'm starting to warm up to them. I know I was saying I didn't really like their designs, and I still don't like Sparkle's design. I'm kind of warming up to Cure Fontaine's design a little bit more, but it is good seeing them in animation. Hinata in particular, I feel like her personality is very fresh and new. It seems different. I mean, overall, the characters, like this whole season has a different vibe. Her personality reminds me of Cure Marine, which I really like. It's very like fresh and comedic relief and stuff, so I like that. So this one pertains to spoilers and Healing Good, so if you don't want to hear any of that, just skip to this timestamp. But anyways, I'm really hoping that Cure Earth, the leaked fourth cure, is going to be green. I know there's plenty of signs or hints to her being purple rather than green. For example, Latte herself, which is going to be her healing animal, it has purple bows, purple eyes, and the little heart on the healing bag is purple. The remaining element spirits are purple, and on the tambourine there is a purple flower. So I know, I get it. Like, there's no signs to her being green, I know, but I just think it's kind of a cop out to have a Cure Earth and have her, be purple. I think that's kind of annoying to me, but if she's purple, like whatever, I'll get over it. I'll be disappointed, then I'll get over it. But I wanted to bring up the fact that Cure Muse is a yellow cure. She was one of the mid-season cures of Sweet Precure, and before she was revealed, a lot of people were expecting, a purple cure to join because on the cure module, which is the transformation item, there is a purple gem, and additionally, Cure Muse also uses a purple fairy tone to transform, so it threw a lot of people off when she turned out to be yellow. So the same thing can happen for Cure Earth, possibly being a green girl but using all purple items, dog included, to transform and attack and stuff. But who knows? This is just some fun speculation, like whatever. Let's just hope she's green though. I would also love for Daruizen to become Cure Earth. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it would be such an awesome plot twist. And my theory is basically that while a male cure being in the main team is probably not gonna happen, unfortunately, like I just don't see it happening. I can see them pulling something similar to Itsuki/Cure Sunshine from Heartcatch, where, like everyone thought she was a boy at first, but she turned out to be a girl who was just, pretending to be a boy for some family reasons. So maybe the same thing can be for Daruzen, where later they turn out to be female, but they were just masquerading as a boy when they were evil for some reason. Another reason why I think he can possibly become Cure Earth is because he has a lot of green tones. He has like green teal hair, a green shirt, and yes, I know Cure Earth is probably going to be purple, but this can lend to a theory about her being green. And his voice sounds very high and prepubescent, and his voice sounds nothing like the leak from the toy, but when I was bored, because I have too much time on my hands, I went through the voice actress's voicing roles, and one of her very few roles as a girl character sounds super similar to Cure Earth, but this is probably a stretch, but have a listen. 式のメイドです。特技は料理、掃除。趣味はお嬢様の使用済みの衣類の匂いを。I don't know, I just think he's much more of a likely candidate as a cure than even Shindoin, who's the purple-haired demon villain who works with him. For me, she seems like the typical, like, older woman villain like Papel, and Daruzen, he just seems more, like, youthful like the rest of the girls. My favorite Precure super forms are definitely the Smile Precure Princess ones. They're so stylish and pure, and they just look amazing, and I really would have loved to see them do their individual super attacks, like wearing those long dresses. It's unfortunate that we only see them really in the attack sequence. Like, we see them out of the attack in the movie, but I especially love how Sunny looks with her hair down and the whole hair bow thing going on, and Cure Beauty has her spiky hair, it looks so good. As for my fave, Cure March, I really love how her tiara on her forehead is removed. For me, it kind of just overcomplicated the original design, so when you remove it, it's kind of like she seems more relaxed and more elegant. So yeah, she looks great. Other super forms that I love are the Super Silhouettes from Heartcatch, and also the innocent form of Happinescharge. I also wanted to mention that really good looking super forms are rare because a lot of them actually look pretty bad to me and very tacky. For example, the Hug Tone Cure ones, I feel like they're such a downgrade because the original costumes look really good and they upgrade and it's like, wow, like what happened? Okay, this one's gonna get a little political, but just hear me out. So in Happinescharge PreCure, I honestly thought it was kind of racist how even though we have this whole international cure thing going on, there are no black or dark skin cures. Yeah, very shady. Cure Nile is the only African cure. She hails from Egypt, and even still, she's super, super white. There's no other African cures. I know we have the Hawaiian girls, but they're still pretty light compared to everyone else. And for people who are gonna be like, "Oh, you're being such an SJW," just for the record, I'm pretty centrist in my views politically. But yeah, sorry for all the politics. That's the last of it. Basically, I think it's good to have like diversity in your shows, and it shouldn't just be like something that's like, "Oh, that's so extra." Like, no, I just think having like more skin colors would be kind of cool. Okay, so I know Heartcatch and Happinescharge are compared a lot because of the similar color scheme and other stuff, but if I had to pick between the two, I would have to say I prefer. If you want to know why, I honestly don't know myself because it's been a long while since I've watched both of them. I remember watching Heartcatch when I was in the 10th grade of high school, which was like 2015, and Happinescharge senior year of high school, it's like 2017. But I just remember Happinescharge having a much more interesting filler. I think it's because they had three of them. They had Cure Honey join early, whereas in Heartcatch we were waiting so long for Cure Sunshine to join in. There's only two of them. But overall, I do prefer Lovely and Princess over Blossom and Marine, but I do like Sunshine and Moonlight better than Fortune and Honey. Also, I lied on my favorite PreCure by color video. Cure Sunshine is probably my most favorite yellow cure, and Etoile is my second fave, but yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I did love Heartcatch, especially like the fights. It was super good, a lot of action. I love also the art style of Heartcatch. My least favorite out of all the yellows is Cure Muse. I really did not like this character in Sweet PreCure. She was just kind of thrown in there at the last minute, and I didn't like how she was like this like bossy young girl. It was super annoying. And I know some people are gonna be like, okay, well you love Cure Ace, and she's literally a bossy girl. And I guess I'm just biased because Cure Ace has a gorgeous design, and that really makes up for it. But in Cure Muse's case, I don't really like her costume at all. I feel like the team looked great just having, melody, rhythm, and beat, a nice little trio thing going on. And I feel like Muse doesn't need to be there. Like, it looks perfect as a trio. It's also very telling that the opening without Cure Muse and the ending without Cure Muse actually play for a longer duration of episodes than the one where she actually arrives. And there's a lot of merchandise that has just the three of them. If you make such a bossy and like annoying character and then have her like not appear as much, it's like, will we really miss you? But in cases where it's like Moonlight or even like you can argue Sailor Saturn, who like they're very likable, at least to me, it's like, oh, we want to see more of you guys, like we stan you. But with Cure Muse, it's like, I don't really miss you. Like you can kind of just like I'm fine without her. But if you do love Cure Muse, like I know Magical Cinnamon loves Cure Muse, so sorry about that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like Cure Muse. So that has been Random PreCure Opinions Part 2. Tell me yours down below, and thanks for watching, you guys.
Fans.